Men in Black International is the first spin-off in the Men in Black franchise and goes a completely new direction from 1, 2, and 3. So honestly, you really don't even need to see any of those if you haven't already. And this one stars Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson as Agent M and Agent H. And they're in London, away from New York City, again, setting themselves apart from everything else. And they had to solve this case, world-ending kind of stuff, new partners dealing with all that kind of stuff. Pretty basic. Pretty simple is really all I can say about this film. Which is a really sad thing to say, considering this is a Men in Black film. First, let's get into the positives of it. Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, they are fantastic as always. I love that they're together again, because they were great together in Thor Ragnarok, and to see them together again in different roles was also great. They both had some really good comedic moments. They both have really good chemistry with each other. I'm really glad that they both started it. They both had a lot of good stuff to work with, and even the stuff that didn't always work, their chemistry together still made it work a lot better. Kumail Nanjiani plays a little small, chess piece alien kind of figure called Pawnee. Every line he said was gold. He was hilarious in this. I absolutely loved him pretty much with everything else that he's been in. He pretty much steals the show. Just even some of the stuff, like what he says is inherently funny, but it's really the way that he delivers it is what makes it funny. And I'm glad that they got him for it. He was really good. But really, it's really just the cast and the performances that are really the only true positives I can say about this film. Because really, in terms of effects, action, plot, and comedy, they all really just kind of fall low. It's not really up to that standard that it should be in the Men in Black film. Men in Black 2, we can all agree is not a great film, but even then, the action and the effects and the comedy were still at that level. Was it always great? No, it wasn't always great. And plot of Men in Black 2 just but at least it was there and it was good and made sense. Here, effects, action, comedy, and plot kind of weren't there. Yeah, so the plot of this is all over the place. It starts pretty basic and simple, of just trying to solve this case, but it quickly divulges into territory of they clearly did not rewrite this film and did not give it enough time to think. And it doesn't from IMDb or any news there, it didn't sound like there were any major reshoots or rewrites or anything like that. And I'm just kind of baffled by that, because it feels like that it has been reshot and rewritten just terribly. But as far as I'm aware, it hasn't been. The villains, there is no consistent or straightforward villain in this film. It's not a case of ooh, maybe they're a villain, or maybe they're a villain. It's just they're the villain now. Oh wait, they're the villain now. Oh wait, they're a villain now. Oh wait, they're back to being the villain. The film has no idea who wants to be the villain. And by the end, I did not care. The whole overall threat and plot, I cannot tell you what it was, because they never really made it seem like it was that big of a thing or big of a threat. So that's a big problem. And considering Men in Black 1 through 3 had really good and entertaining villains in each one, not in this one. Not at all. Rebecca Ferguson from the Mission Impossible films shows up, I guess, as a villain, and it just comes right out of nowhere. She has an extra arm or two, and she has 1 or 2 fight scenes. She's in a single scene, and that's it. She's the only person I could truly call a villain in this film. So that's kind of a problem. And I don't know what was up with the comedy in this. It's weird because you have Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, who not only improvise really well in Thor Ragnarok, but also work really well together. You have F. Gary Gray, who directed Friday, Straight Outta Compton, and Fate of the Furious, films that had pretty good comedic moments in them. Well, not really Straight Outta Compton, but at least Friday and Fate of the Furious had great comedy in it. So he seemed like the natural choice to be able to blend the action and comedy together, but neither was really there in this film, which is kind of baffling. The action scenes, they're serviceable at best, but they just, nothing feels special or that unique about them. There's only, one standout where it's, a shootout in the street, and, they keep grabbing a bunch of weapons from a car, which is cool in itself, but it never really leads to anything that is, huge or great or, awesome or anything. And, the villains that they're fighting throughout the whole thing, it's, there's potential for them to be cool. They kind of, can phase and mess with matter, and it's, it's cool to see, but they never utilize it. And also, those villains, they're never really specified as to what they are and what they're capable of doing. It's just oh, now they can do that. Oh, now they can do that. Oh, now they can do that as well. Because they don't care in this film, and I'm just surprised at how little they cared in this film. This is a major gripe for me, but ever since the first Men in Black, they tried their best to balance out as much practical with CGI effects as they possibly could. Whenever there was chance for a practical, character to be there as, practical character, they tried to do that. Even, the villain of the first one, with how deteriorated, his body kept becoming, that was still practical. And, by the end, once it was CGI, it looked fine because, we had that balance of practical and CGI. Same with Men in Black 2 and Men in Black 3. Here, not a single practical alien character in the whole film. And I am genuinely surprised by that because there are several characters that could have been. And I just don't know why. It's kind of mind-boggling to me. Every alien character is CGI in this film. Now, obviously, for some, it makes sense. But for others, where they're just they don't do anything besides what their appearance is, I'm kind of baffled that it's not practical. I feel like they were just kind of lazy with this one, and I don't know why. Yeah, the biggest problems with this film is that it feels like that it was rushed, and that the writers never really had enough time to come up with that good of a script. It just feels like Sony was we need a new Men in Black film now, but this third one came out in 2012. Doesn't matter, we need it now. And so they were just rush that script, and then they got a good cast and good director. I'm not denying them that. But the problem is that none of them really have anything that great to work with. They try their best with what they have, but with just what the script delivers and the minimal action, the comedy being there, not being there, the plot being all over the place, the villains again being all over the place, and the action scenes being okay at best. It's just a giant mixed bag. You're either gonna have some fun with the film, you're gonna find something worth of entertainment, or you're gonna be like me and just feel really disappointed and just I can't believe honestly, honest to God, I feel that this kind of is the worst Men in Black film. I know Men in Black 2 is not good, but at least it still tries to be a Men in Black film. This one, it feels like it doesn't want to, but it wants to at the same time, and it's really frustrating. And I'm just, again, baffled by just how lazy the script was for this. I would like an explanation. Sony, if you can give me an explanation, please. I love an explanation. Just something to calm my mind. Because right now, I'm a little bit flustered? Flustered? I think it's a word. Yeah, and a little bit agitated. Now, will I watch the film again in the future? Most likely, because, again, as I've said before, F. Gary Gray, he's a great director. There are some good comedic moments, and the performances from pretty much the whole cast was good and, made it worth watching. If it wasn't this cast, I feel that, I would never watch it again. Just, it's not, a god-awful film, but, it's just lazy. It's the same thing with Secret Life of Pets 2. I can't believe I'm comparing a Men in Black film to Secret Life of Pets 2, but I am. But Secret Life of Pets 2 was just lazy and just, bland and just, every, average thing you can think of. Same with this film, and I'm really sad to say that's the case, but that's just the case. Despite the performances, it's just average and just kind of feels a bit lazy. I'm going to give Men in Black International a 5 out of 10. I wanted to love this film. I wanted to love it so badly. From the first trailer, I was like, oh, this looks like it's going to be great. I love this cast. The director's a great director. It's a match made in heaven. And I saw the film, and I presumed to cry when I got home. Not really. I'm a man. I don't cry. Actually, I cry a lot. I cry at every Pixar movie. God, Toy Story 4 is going to destroy me. Alright, so that was my review of Men in Black International. If you've seen Men in Black International or not, let me know down in the comments below. If you are going to, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell icon when you subscribe, so that way you always get notified of when I post any reviews, gaming videos, or anything else that I do on this channel. And I will see you guys next time. Alright, peace.